Because they say comedy doesn't travel, actually, like the money people say that, because I think because it's culturally specific, it can be. But Harry and I were really specific with Colin from accounts to our culture, and that has traveled.
We are, like you and I are starting something, with or without Collie, aren't we? I mean, I'm not trying to marry you or anything.
God forbid. Hi, Ruben. We're good. How are you? Are you in a doctor's surgery?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Are you a doctor?
Yes, I am.
Amazing.
Doctor?
Yeah, you want see, it's a whole thing here.
A doctor of what?
ER. I work in the ER.
Holy shit.
Wow. Why are you wasting your precious time talking to us idiots?
No, this is not wasting my time. This is super awesome. I love the show. What are you talking about?
Oh, thank you, mate. That's really lovely. Really lovely. Thanks.
Because it's super interesting. I knew about the show a couple months ago, and I didn't pay attention because it's an hour show about comedy and relationship. But then I give my permission to watch it, and I fell in love with your characters. Like it just feels natural. And I didn't know the huge success that the show has. And I wonder, in your mind, do you think comedy it lands better with audience than any other genre?
Oh, wow.
I think possibly. I think because it's in a way it's simple. Like funny is simple, and like sad is quite nuanced. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we try to do a bit of physical comedy in there, which I think translates really well to other countries. But I do think comedy has an ability to perhaps travel a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think comedy, because they say comedy doesn't travel, actually, like the money people say that, because I think because it's culturally specific, it can be. But Harry and I were really specific with Colin from accounts to our culture, and that has traveled. I think the physical comedy does help. But I think comedy gets you like nothing else because it tickles your underbelly, you know? It makes you a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
But also I think that's what makes people feel judgmental about comedy and say, no, comedy doesn't work, because they might feel a bit vulnerable when they actually connect to it.
Do you think the comedy is subjective? Because you come from a way far distance of what I am. I'm from the Dominican Republic, but still lands the same way. But some people can feel offended with some jokes. Like it also based on your values as a person. Mm-hmm. But this kind of comedy, there is situation comedy and it's relationship comedy. I think we all been involved in any situation that your character is being. Mm-hmm. And it's all kudos to you because you guys wrote it. And I wonder where this inspiration come from. It's from friends, from your own experiences, things that you hear. Where did these situations come from?
All of the above. Like we have very sticky brains. If someone tells me a funny story or if I have a funny thing happen to me, it really sticks. I don't remember sometimes what I'm supposed to do or get at the grocery store. But if someone tells me a funny story, I've got it forever. And I think we have stolen bits and pieces from...
I mean, talking about doctors.
That was my next thing. You should do something about us because I don't like about the shows. It's always about doctors sleeping with everyone or like it's the same thing over and that doesn't happen, honestly.
Yeah.
It's even illegal.
All of the stories that I have gotten from that my character Ashley, because you know she's been in a medical student and working in a student hospital, they were all true stories. So I don't know if you've seen both seasons, but anything that happened in that hospital, my friend who's a doctor gave me that story. It was all real. And I think maybe that's what makes the show a little special, is that it all has an element of truth. And sometimes if Patty and I try to create a really crazy situation, it just doesn't ring true. So it's better, it's better to use real stories, I think.
With the rise now of streaming services, and I go back in the 90s when I grew up, all these shows that I used to watch, mostly comedy, came from America. But now we have different kind of genre inside the comedy, because this is situational, this is relationship, this is how do people meet. Do you feel that now it's easier for creators like you to tell stories, to show your talent through streaming services because it's worldwide, it can land anywhere, and you have some more probably, I don't know, like freedom to create things and to create characters and situations?
I think so. I think because there's way more places for content to come from, and also audiences viewing habits have changed. We're more likely to watch things from different countries. When we were growing up, we got a lot of American stuff and a lot of British stuff, and so we'd watch both. And also there'd be references that we wouldn't get, but it didn't matter if it was funny. A bit like you're talking about, that our stuff translates to you and we're from entirely different to life. But I think the streaming thing definitely helps for people to get different stuff up, for sure. It's got different challenges and different problems with it, but yeah, we don't have to, it's not just like, 3 channels as I had growing up, 3 channels, in Australia.
I think that the challenging aspect of it is breaking through, and it depends in which country Colin from Accounts is on. But in America, there are bigger streamers than Paramount Plus where we are, and so we just have to work with that. And we've got an amazing team that's always trying to get the word out, but it's going to be word of mouth ultimately, because there are those giants in the streaming world like Hulu and Netflix and Disney and Apple, and we're not sitting on that platform right now. So we have to rely on word of mouth, and I do think that is, we're lucky for streaming to exist, because now you can see our show, but and people everywhere can see it, but it's
the breaking through point is still a tough bar to clear, for sure.
Yeah.
I learned about the show by a friend from Japan. So yes, and
amazing.
And then I got curious and I went online and I discovered that you guys won a lot of awards. And for me, now knowing this a second season, do you feel any bigger responsibility to deliver something as good as the first season? Because when you have this success with this character, with this situation, with this show, and now you show a second season, you have to step up and do the same or better. Do you feel that responsibility, or you just went with the flow that you had the first season?
A bit of both, Ruben. Like, we definitely felt pressure, and we wanted it to reach the same watermark, and we wanted it to be even a bit funnier. We just wanted it, we thought, because it's not brand new and different anymore, we had to be better than it was. At least we had to aim higher. Even if we just land at the same level, that's okay. So we worked really hard to make sure it was super tight, super funny, super interesting. But then also we had fun writing it in a different way, because season 1, we didn't know which actors would play the roles, apart from us. We didn't know who'd play my mum, who'd play his brother, all these things. And now we had the actors in our heads. So it made writing it so enjoyable, because you could automatically hear their voices and you wanted to give them just outrageous things to do.
One of the things that I love about the show is that they feel intimate. It feels like I know these people. Like, this is my friend who has always bad luck with relationship. This is this girl that's always flirty and beautiful. And it just makes me feel that I know these people.
That's great.
But this is all to you, because you are the mind behind everything. And I always have this discussion with my friends that I don't like Seinfeld. The humor that I have with Seinfeld, it doesn't land on me. It has moments, but it doesn't land on me. I don't know why. I've been trying. But with Colin from the Accounts, I felt it connected from the first episode. And it's witty, it's smart, it's just this conversational, and the chemistry that we have as character. And that chemistry, it's important for me as a spectator. But how do you build a chemistry like this? Is it based on the script, or is it based on rehearsal, or is it based on just let's go with the flow?
I think it starts with, we had this idea together. So I think it's right in the fibers of the show. And then that becomes the script. And then that becomes the performance. And I think people talk about chemistry like it's a sort of a magical thing, but I don't think it is. I mean, we were relieved that we had chemistry, because obviously we're together in real life. And if we didn't have chemistry, that'd be embarrassing. But I think if you've got a good script and good actors saying the right things, they're going to have chemistry. That's my feeling about it. But to your point about, like, you really like the characters and you connected with them from the get-go. What's so funny, Ruben, is that I feel the same way. Like, when we sat down to write season 2, I was so excited to be with these characters again. Like, I really like them as well. Not just Gordon, like everyone. They do feel like friends to me as well, which is kind of, yes, that's on us, but also it's really lucky. I don't quite understand it myself, but I really like them.
And I think that's super important that you like your characters. Some people doesn't like writing those characters. But I just want to congratulate you both. It's a great show, and I'm regretful that I didn't see it before.
Oh, thank you very much. It's nice to meet
Really
you.
appreciate it, mate. Yeah.